Alright. How you guys doing? Um, I know it's been a minute. It's probably an understatement. It's been a little while. I took a little break from recording. I'm gonna go over some of that stuff in the video. Before I start the video, what I want to say is, if you're hearing this part, right, I might put this on TikTok too. Um, I noticed that my videos are starting to get longer and longer. As part of some goals that I have for the new year, I decided that I'm gonna make a YouTube. So I'll be uploading my videos on YouTube most likely as well as TikTok, you know. So it'll be right here, or I'll put it right here. It'll be right here. I'll put the link or like the name or something right there so that way y'all can see. But I'll be uploading my videos on YouTube as well. So what I'll try and do is I'll try and cut like the actual message part and put that on TikTok, you know. But for those who want to hear like the actual, you know, the uncut, you know, those parts of me yapping, especially in this video, I'm gonna be talking about a lot of other stuff, other than the word. Um, so if you guys wanted to watch that, I suggest that you go to the YouTube, that you subscribe if you guys can. If you guys want to, I would greatly appreciate it. Um, but we really gonna hop right into it, because I got a lot of stuff I want to go over today. So basically, this video is gonna be about me. We're gonna get to that though. So probably from this point on, I will cut out the rest of what I'm about to say. So just so y'all can hear that first part. But from this point on, most likely we're on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube right now, right, and you're listening to this, you a real one. I ain't gonna lie, you a real one. But as far as my videos, right, before I get to the message, just want to talk a little bit. As far as my videos, yo, listen. I even got like a little notebook, like I got a whole little thing just so I can stay on topic, cause I know I'll be good. Yo, I'll be all over the place. You feel me? But I got a whole notebook just so I can stay on topic for y'all. But look, um, YouTube, right? The stuff I'm gonna be posting on YouTube. So it's not just gonna be, um, it's not just gonna be like videos of me talking and stuff. I want to start back posting my everyday motivational posts, the ones that I used to do. I had stopped doing those. I think I really need to start doing those again, because a lot of people was reaching out to me regarding to those too. You know, you never know. Not even a video, right? Like you sitting here, we talking, but you never know. Somebody might just open up their phone and see that and say, you know what, I needed to read this. You know, sometimes people don't got time to you know, watch a whole video, sit there for 80 minutes. I'm lying. You know, you feel me? Sometimes people don't got time to be sitting there for you know, for 15 minutes and be watching the whole video. Sometimes all you need to do is just swipe up, you know, you scrolling and then you see this Bible verse, you know. You never know. It could be something that you might be dealing with, or something that you might be needing in that moment. So I decided I'm gonna start back posting that too. Um Obviously I'm gonna keep doing videos like this now. I will be posting more often. Now I know I said that in the past. I've asked my wife to help me and to kind of enforce some, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but y'all feel what I'm trying to say. Y'all feel me though. But I asked my wife to help me so that way she can kind of keep me on track. So best believe she gonna help me. She's gonna nag me. Yeah, that's gonna help me though. But she gonna be nagging me about the videos. Now that I didn't open up that door and I asked her, she gonna help me. So y'all can it's gonna help me build discipline. Cause for me, discipline is a big problem for me. Procrastination, that's another story though. But so a lot of y'all don't know that I used to make music. So I used to make music before I got saved, and before I got saved, right, and before I gave my life to God, because I think that those happened at two separate times. But because I was saved, right, because you can be saved and believe that, you know, we'll get into that another time. But like I was saying, right, um, before all that, when I was still deeply in the world, I was making music. I was making secular music. Um, some of the music I made, I'm not really proud of, just because of some of the stuff that I advertised in my music. Not really proud of it. I done tried to go back and delete that music. I can't. So it's kind of just there. But the point is, I make music. So when I do make gospel music, right, eventually, once I do decide to, you know, say, hey, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and start doing this. it will be on this same page. Everything that I do, and I'm gonna list some other stuff, right? It's gonna be on this same page. So it will be on this same page. My music, my gospel music, it'll probably be on like a different playlist or whatever. I'm not really too familiar with YouTube, so I'm gonna have to try and figure out like how it worked for real. My wife, she be watching videos on YouTube, so she'll help me. But my music, right? It'll be on YouTube. So once that does start releasing stuff, I would appreciate it if y'all want, whoever sees this, if y'all support me. As well as music, I make beats. I'm a producer. I'm trying to get better as far as being a producer. Music is something that I'm very, very passionate about. If you don't know me, I'm very passionate about music, not just secular music when I was in the world, but gospel music, all types of music, making beats. I'm very passionate about making music. I might have been writing songs since I was like maybe like 8, you know, little love songs. But I've been trying to figure out, you know, how I can make music in my style that'll give worship to God, so it'll be my song, you know, for God. But once I do start pursuing that avenue, you can expect those videos to be on here. I make beats, like I said. You can expect me to release those beats on here. I post beats on my Instagram right now. I have an Instagram for my beats. I'll probably drop like everything that's connected on YouTube, like in the link. I'm not sure if I can do that. Like I said, I don't know how it works. Like, but yeah. But I'm gonna try and figure it out. You feel me? But lifestyle videos, the beats will be on here. Lifestyle videos. I want to start like not like vlogging, but kind of like showing y'all my every day-to-day life, me and my wife. I'll probably just like, record snips, little stuff, me and my wife, post it, show y'all little funny moments, post it, show y'all. I want to start streaming as well. I don't know when I'll start streaming. I might wait until I get like a little more followers, so I get like a little more people watching me. I want to be able to just communicate with people. I feel like a lot of people aren't really let me not say that. I want to be able to just kind of communicate with people, bro. What I think, it would be so cool, man, if people could be like on a stream, right? Everybody just sharing their testimony. You know, you never know what you might be going through that somebody else might be going through, that maybe they think, it's no way out of that tunnel. And if you have that testimony, you say, hey, I did this. Somebody might look at you and say, hey, they beat this when it looked like it was no way out. Maybe I can, you know or even like just us talking on the stream, us chatting, or even about regular day stuff. I don't know. I be yapping, like just like how I be on the videos. It's 10 times worse. Like I be going through, like I be yapping. But anyway, I wanted to get that out the way, so y'all can expect all that stuff. You could expect more videos. You could expect more daily posts. I'm gonna try and be daily, but if not, definitely every other day. Like when I say every other day, I mean like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, stuff like that. That'll probably be my schedule, to be honest. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. But I'm gonna try and do daily stuff. But I want to be consistent so that way I can build more of a following. But y'all can expect beats. I'll probably move the beats I have on my YouTube, on my Instagram over here today, so y'all will probably see that today. you know but just different stuff that y'all can expect this year. I really want to go harder this year to kind of pursue the things that I want, that God has for me. I'm kind of walking in victory. I feel like as if I've been, I guess I won't say living life, but kind of just walking around in a almost like defeated mindset, and it's kind of been affecting me in like every area of life. you know but now that I've got that out the way, right, we're gonna get to the actual video. So why did I say the video is about me, right? So in order to talk about that, I kind of got to talk about why I've been gone, right? So this is me and what I've been dealing with right now. So this is just gonna be me talking. you know um as a lot of you know, who follow my TikTok, currently me and my wife are in a legal battle to get our children back. We were wrongly accused of abusing our children. They were medically kidnapped from us. The reason I've been gone, right, is because during the holidays I had a really, really hard time. A lot of you know that I struggled. I spoke to you guys about how I struggled, but I didn't really explain and go into detail. But it really hit me hard during the holidays. The reason is because I allowed myself to fall into this place where I had kind of given up. The point that I was at was like I had full faith in God. You know, I knew that God would bring my children home because He made a promise to us. You know, I think the thing that bothered me the most was that I didn't really feel like I was worthy of His promise. You know, it's a different thing when you don't believe in God, you know, and the things that He can do. You don't believe that He can keep His promises, you know, you don't believe that He can save you from these things. But it's another thing when you know that He can, right? But when you feel as though you're so unworthy, and what Satan will try and do is he will bring up all the stuff that you've done, right, to the point where it wasn't even my sin, it wasn't even the fact that, like, at one point, God, the way that I thought was, God doesn't love me. Why would God love me because of the stuff I've done? But it's almost like it got worse once I realized how much God loved me. Once I realized, like, yo, God really, really genuinely loves me. It changed from me feeling alone in the aspect of like not having a God with me to me feeling like I was constantly letting Him down. But I would be in the house, my wife, she'd be at work, and that's normally for me when Satan would try to attack me when I'm alone, and I was alone often. And I came to the realization that I began to become an escape artist, doing anything I could to kind of escape and run away from the reality of what I was actually feeling. The fact that, once again, I was missing out on a major holiday with my children. It all began to kind of set in, you know, and I began to feel very, very, very sad. It's the circumstances, right, that we'll be in that will kind of overtake us and cause us to say, you know what, I don't feel like dealing with this right now. But the thing is, it's a never-ending cycle, right? Of I don't feel like dealing with this right now. It never ends. It keeps on going, and what it does is it pushes you further and further and further away from God. To the point where you're so deep in your sin to where God can still be talking to you, but you won't hear Him because of the stuff that your gates have been filled with, the stuff that you filled your mouth gates with, and your eye gates with, and your ear gates with. And a lot of times at that point, it might take for a whole different encounter to kind of bring you back. And I was really, really struggling. During the holidays, we got past that, and in my head, I'm thinking, okay, you know what? When Christmas comes, it's gonna be hard too. I know this. I know it's gonna be hard when Christmas comes. So I can prepare for this. But the thing is, once again, I went, I you know, I continuously was going at stuff, and I said this in the past, right? Yet I did it. I continuously went at stuff, thinking once again that I am strong enough to overcome. You know, continuously each time. You'll notice a trend. Both times I thought that I had the strength to overcome these problems that I was dealing with, when in reality I don't. I'm very, very, very weak. I'm very, very, very weak. You know, and each time I failed. And I feel like I was stuck in that headspace for so long. You know, until something happened. And the thing is, like, one day I just decided to just give it all to God. It sounds easier said than done, because it's not that easy. It's very, very hard to completely let go of something and say, you know what, I'm gonna let you handle this. But I decided to just give it all to God. The situations that I was dealing with, the unforgiveness, I was dealing with unforgiveness with my family. But that unforgiveness that I had, that resentment and that hurt, I had to let that go, so that way it could it was being used against me, if that makes sense. I know I just yapped for a while, but that's the gist of it. Is that's why I was gone. And really that's kind of what ties into the message. That letting go is kind of my message. Um, it's important that we have faith in God. And you might ask, like, how does you letting go of all that stuff, you having faith in God? Because I got to the point where I kind of said, you know what, this isn't helping. You know, I'm sitting here drinking. it's not helping. I'm not being honest with my wife. Now we're on the brink of divorce. I told God, I said, you know what? I just stopped. I just stopped. I stopped trying to run away from it. I stopped trying to I stopped trying to flee from it, from the hurt and from the pain. And when I say that, not saying that you should just sit and dwell on your hurt, but I'm talking about escaping it as in running towards other things, that are not godly, trying to escape those things. And when I was in the military, there's this saying that they have, embrace the suck, you know. And I really had to just embrace the suck. I had to look at the circumstances, and I had to look at reality, and what reality was. And I kind of had to say, you know what, this is what's going on. This is what's happening, And it's hard because like the situation with my children, right? I lost my job because of it. We got arrested because of it. And thank God, God was on our side. Because a lot of times we don't realize the stuff that God does for us. We got arrested, and the bond was so high. The bond was so high, and we didn't have the money at all. How am I out here? God. How am I sitting here talking, recording? God, you know? And the thing is, like, they were trying really hard to not even give us bond, and the judge, the bond was set super high, but it's almost as if like it was set high, right? Just so God can make it, so that he can prove a point that I can do all things. This number is high to you. Let me show you how high it really is. And the thing is, it just we had lost we lost a lot. But it's like even now, right? God is continuously giving it back. You know what I'm saying? Like we lost a car, but we just got this new house. You know, we didn't even really have the money to move in at first. You know, but God, and I put that about in my bio, but it's like really but God. It's like God just continues. I said that twice, but it's like he continues to keep providing. And I feel like once I really began to be in the position that I was supposed to be in, as the man, as the protector, stuff began to start happening. God, and you know what? And I didn't I didn't know if we were gonna get the house, because in my head I'm like, yo, we got a lot going on right now, yo, you know. And then we came to the house, right? We came to the house. My wife, she was talking about this house, and in my head I'm just like, yo, she yapping. Like, what is she talking about this house? Like, what is she talking about? So then one day I wake up fresh off work, and she asks me, hey, can we go see the house? So in my head I'm like, yo, I'm tired. I'm trying to go to sleep. I gotta work again tomorrow. But I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's go see the house. So the whole time I'm on the way to the house, like, I didn't even really want to go, but it's like the moment we stepped into the house, it was almost as if like it was ordained for us. I began to walk in, and there was this almost like sense of like familiarity. Wow, I can't say that word right now. It was almost as if like I had lived there for like 15 years. I began to see stuff like, you ever seen those panel shots like in movies, how like when they're turning and like stuff, like, you're seeing the room. It was like I was seeing stuff though. Like that the house is empty, or was empty. But it was like as I was looking around the house, I began seeing furniture, and the furniture wasn't there because the house was empty. But I began to see furniture. I began to see stuff in the kitchen, the couch. We walked upstairs. I began to see the beds. I began to see my children, running through the house. And I don't know if that was a vision. Normally, I don't have visions. My wife has visions. It was almost as if like God had allowed me to see that so that I could know this is for you guys. And you have to ask yourself, like, God made us a promise, right? And God keeps his promises. He keeps his promises now. And something my father said, right? Delay doesn't mean denial. Now, because of my disobedience, right? Because I am the head of the household, you know, stuff might have been delayed, right? But why would God give us this house? Why would God bless us with this house that we don't, in that moment, we couldn't really afford. And the thing is, we still have so much stuff to pay off, the lawyer, the bonds that God allowed for us to, in that moment, to pay, the bills. And it's like God just continuously keeps making a way, you know, and you have to, it, it's like almost like God leaves his like signature touch on stuff, it's the unbelievable stuff that shouldn't really be possible, but it is possible. For example, like I said, I lost my job. I was out of a job for a second, and I went applying different places, this specific job, and the places I applied to, they didn't respond, but out of nowhere, whole different, the same company, different place, maybe whole different place, right? A different location. I mean, the same company. They contacted me saying, "Hey, we want to hire you on the spot." Never applied for them though, And it's like, well, how does that happen? It's God, Now, granted, I begged God. I went to God and I said, "God, I want this job." Now, if you ask me now, right? I'm currently asking God for another one because I don't like it anymore. But different conversation. All this happened, right? Because I became I got on the right footing. I finally let go of all that stuff, and a lot of times when we say we let go of stuff, we think of unforgiveness, but we don't really think of like the pleasure, I let go of the pleasure that I felt that I was running to, the stuff that I was running to, trying to momentarily satisfy myself, so that in those moments I would say, you know what? Because what I was saying, yeah, I was saying in those moments, I know it's only momentarily, but it's worth it. You know, Confused and delusional. Blinded and contorted. That was what my mind. That was what I was thinking in that moment. And afterwards, I would feel so guilty because I would tell myself like, why did I just do that? What are you doing? You know. And once God dug me out of that hole, right, and He began to show me some stuff, you know, stuff began to happen, and I've been walking with God. So like this video, it's a word, but it's not really a word. That's why I said this video is more about me because I wanted to give an explanation on where I've been, you know. But God is just amazing, he's really really amazing. I've been walking with God in confidence. God has helped my faith, you know. He's really really helped my faith. I began to just trust in God. I'm stuck here right now, right? But this is not who I'm gonna always be. This is not where I'm gonna always be at. The sooner that I pick myself up, that I really reach my arms out to God and allow Him to really, the sooner I pick myself up and I allow Him to pick me up, that I reach out and really lean on His strength, the sooner that I can really say, wow, there is so much more. And a lot of times that we don't think it's more, it's more, we might be in a situation for months. I've been in the situation I'm in for a year, and you began to get discouraged. You began to say, well, is this all that's for me? But there's so there's so much more, and God is so merciful, that He doesn't care about the sins that you've committed. He doesn't care about the stuff that you've done. All He wants is a yes. He just wants you to go to Him and say, I trust in you. I'm putting my faith in you. And it wasn't until I did that, once I really set myself aside and I said, you know what? Regardless of what I've done, right? Regardless of how worthy I might feel, regardless of what I feel like I might measure up to, I'm going to put my faith in you and I'm going to move on. I'm going to pick myself up and I'm going to move on. I'm going to trust in you. Despite how the circumstances look, you know what? And I was telling my wife, because a lot of times, like Peter, right? And I'm not really using a lot of scriptures today because I'm kind of, like I said, I'm just talking. But like Peter, for example, when Peter was getting off the boat onto the water with Jesus, and he was walking on water, but the moment that he looked at the water, he began to fall. And I told my wife, a lot of times we'll look at our circumstances, right? We'll look at the stuff that we're dealing with, right? And it looks so impossible, It looks so impossible. And you might even be walking on that water until you look down. It doesn't matter how possible it looks, It doesn't matter what it looks like. Put your faith in God. Put your faith in God. And I'm not saying say, hey, I'm trusting God, but you know what? But I'm gonna have a backup plan just in case. You are preparing for failure. That's not trusting in God. And that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing. I was saying, you know what? I know God. I know you promised to bring my children home, but just in case, I'm gonna make sure I don't. I'm gonna make sure that I'm not too expecting. But I really talked about all I really talked about all that I wanted to. I spoke a lot, and I know I didn't really talk about a word, but the point of the video was for me to encourage you guys to have faith. The stuff that you guys are dealing with. The sins that you guys might be struggling with. We all struggle with sin. The thing is now, there is nothing that can stop me from going back to God. There's nothing that can stop me from knowing that God loves me. That there's nothing that I can do that will make God stop loving me. Hope I encourage somebody today. You know, I'm asking that you guys continue to pray for my family. We are still dealing with this. We're still going through this court case. We have not got our children back yet, but we are very, very, very hopeful. We have not lost faith. We have not lost hope. We don't know what God's plan is, but there's a plan. There's some stuff that has happened that only God could do. Maybe somebody's going through something that they might be dealing with. It doesn't matter. You can look down. It might look impossible. Maybe it looks like you're going to fall and that you're going to drown and be overtaken. But guess what? God is standing right in front of you, holding his hand out, saying, trust in me. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not. It's not easy. But it's an everyday process. But you gotta hop on that boat first though. Take that first step. Take that first stride, Tell God, you know what? I'm not perfect. I'm new at this, but you know what? Help me. Help me to trust in you. Help me to fully have faith in you. Help me to really understand. Help me to understand your will. Not only for me, but for my life, for the people around me, people connected to me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna talk too much longer. I hope y'all got something from this. Yeah. I love y'all, man. For the people who are on TikTok watching this, I love y'all. Thank you for all your support. Even when I wasn't active, you guys had no idea what I was dealing with. Still texting me. I appreciate the support. It really, really means a lot. But like I said, I hope somebody gets something from this. But yeah, Jesus loves you.